Very good morning, guys. Jazz here from Jazz Real Estate Review Group Point Cook. Hope you're well. About to go live on YouTube as well, and we'll just streaming live soon on YouTube. So we'll probably be starting in about, yeah, we're starting now. So, all right, let's
Very
kickstart the
good morning, guys.
process.
Jazz here from Jazz Real Estate Review Group Point Cook. Hope you're well.
Now,
About to go
what
live
we'll
on
do
YouTube.
is, so what I'm going to talk about today is number 6 Bliss Street. Now, number 6 Bliss Street in Point Cook has been sold for a really good price, and we are going to talk about the case study and looking at the property, how it was looking before, what condition it was in before, and what condition the property was then brought into to present it to the market, and how we maximize and added value to the property. It's all about manufactured growth, which you can do in your properties. A lot of the people viewing today may be landlords as well, and it's a really good case study on how you can maximize the outcome. I've seen time and time again that people have purchased their first homes or perhaps investment properties in the area here, and they put the property in the market for sale, and I can see a big price gap between an unrenovated property and a renovated property as well. So some of the houses we see go for 690 to 700, for an example, and the same sort of house, if it's nicely presented and renovated, it can potentially go for up to 780 and even 850 or even 890 on a 400-ish land as well. So it's an eye opener that if you are not doing any works on your property, then you are potentially leaving money on the table. If the renos are done correctly in the right proportion and you've done the right things in the property, there's a lot of equity that can be made as well. Again, subject to what you would get out of it and what will be your capital gains tax and other bits and pieces, which you have to discuss with your accountant. However, my job is to maximize the outcome for our vendors to ensure that they get the best possible results. So let's jump in and see what we have done for 6 Bliss Street. So I'll do a quick screen share. This is how the property was before. Let's go through some of the old photos when it was previously sold. This was the backyard in the property a while ago, and it was rented for a long time. The owners did live there for some time as well. And this bathroom was quite a basic bath. And as you can see, the bedroom, these are probably about 7 to 8 years old photos. But then there was a lot of tenancies in between as well. So let's have a look at some more recent photos as well. The floors had the tiles, the beigeish paint, and after some time they start looking old and makes the property look dated as well. And let's go back. The floor plan is absolutely phenomenal. As you can see, this gray color had turned into pale blue, and the driveway, as you can see here, is, if you see this section here, this is old and needing a bit of a clean up. And then thereafter, these front garden areas here, and then the tree here. The trees in your front garden can be a bit of a deterrence as well. So I always recommend getting them trimmed or perhaps get rid of them. Now let's go to the next photo. Now this photograph is from 2021. After multiple tenancies, obviously the garden was pretty much all wrecked. And as you can also see, this section here, the paint's peeling off. And this is all sort of looking a bit more dated as well. The doors in the investment properties at the back, they're very not high quality doors, so they do sort of get swollen and rotten after many years. So always recommend that to be sort of fixed, because when you're selling the property, people would look at all these little things and they don't really cost much to repair. The renovations cannot be too expensive when you sell a home, but again, at the same time, you have to understand your end buyer. As you can see, the front living area here before the rumpers had partial tiling, and then the carpeted area here as well. So that makes the house look a little bit more tight and closed off. So our job is to ensure that we make the house look more spacious. And this is the rumpus. And this is how the presentation was before. So let's have a look. This was the front. Now, we did sort of speak to a few buyers before we went on the market, and this is when we showed them the house. People were talking about $750,000 to 700 and maybe $80,000 for a house like that. As you can see, if you go on the market like this and different color mulch here, and then driveway being a bit more narrow, and it's quite dirty here as well, needing a bit of love. And then now versus, let's go back. Versus that, it's exactly the same property. How you advertise it and how you present it. So what we did in this particular property, we painted the whole lot in a white colors to make it look a bit more bigger and much more brighter. The front landscaping was done, and the total spend on the landscaping was around front and back combined was approximately around 7 to 7.5. And I'll show you what we did to sort of ensure that the house is actually done within a set budget. The total spend was approximately just over $20,000. And let's go back and see the front living areas and also the hallway. So this was tile, as you can remember. So timber floors on top, brand new carpet. The house was fully painted in a white color. And thereafter, the blinds were not changed. The blind did go well with the white tonality. We normally change LED lights, but in this case, the lights were pretty okay. So we did not change the lights as well. Some Wincott sort of taping, or perhaps we'll call it wall molding, that were done as well. Some wall lights that were added as well to sort of add charm. And thereafter, again, the timber floor, as you can see, this area was all carpeted. And then we leveled the floor after ripping off the carpet, and it made the area look much more bigger. See if I can find a photo. Here you go. So if you look at that versus you go here, let's just go and find another photo of 6 Bliss Street, Point Cook. Okay. There you go. So if you see this photo here versus this photo here, there's a massive difference in how you can sort of perceive. This light was added as well for the dining, and there we go. The handles were painted in black color while the painting was happening, so we painted the door handles. It's always best to buy the brand new black handles from Bunnings. They actually long last, and then obviously it's much better experience for the buyers as well. In some cases, you can paint things as well. Painting does work wonders in a lot of things. So no tapware was changed. Nothing was changed in the bathrooms. It was exactly the way it was. And so the back garden, as you can see, the back garden here. Let's go back. Oops. There you go. So the back garden. So this was real grass and then some Tuscan topping on the side. So there's no concrete on the side as well. But you can still make the gardens look much more decent and cleaner. So we did real turf at the back, and the front was artificial turf. That was just to sort of balance the expenses. And this is how you can actually then maximize. As you can see, there was fresh buffalo turf and then low maintenance at the front. And then you have your Tuscan topping on the side. And that was getting done. This is how we marketed the property. And this, after renovations, it went for a private sale, went for $925,000, 888. $925,000, 888 was the outcome of this sale price. It was a super, super, super good outcome. The vendors are super happy, and money well spent. Renovation was worth it. Guys, if you have a property, I'm going to do a webinar very soon. If you wish to join, please reply back to the email that I'm going to send you guys, and I'm going to send you the invite. We would love to have a chat about your potential plans, or I'll run a webinar and do some case studies and understand and explain how you can maximize the outcome, because I see time and time again a lot of people lose money on the properties or leave money on the table without even knowing it. So it's super important that you add value. And one more thing I'd normally say is that on the ongoing basis, if you are a rental provider, maintain and invest small amount of money every now and then to ensure that your upkeep of the property is good, because there's no competition in the marketplace, in the street itself, if your property is extremely well presented. So rather than spending the chunk together or a big chunk, small incremental improvements in the property will go a long way. So it's absolutely critical. Money is actually made when the house is presented well. You get more or better outcomes. Sometimes it's faster, quicker sale, and a higher sale price. Sometimes it's a better price on the property, or it could just be a combination of both as well. So, super important. Invest in your